Um, hello, hello. How is everyone today? Welcome, welcome. This amazing private galleries webinar. Hey, Dan. Happy Tuesday. It's my favorite day for webinars because it's also Taco Tuesday. Hey, Stella. Thanks for joining today. Always love it when you guys come live so you can hit me up with questions as I go along, and it makes me feel like I'm not so alone here. Hey, Bill. How's everyone doing? You got anyone have I guess I feel like I don't even know how to ask this question. Hey, Sue-Ann. Hey, Larry. The question is, do you have picture days scheduled right now, or did they all cancel? Like, I'm just chasing it state by state, county by county, and then trying to figure out like, hey, what can we do like from our side to help any way we can. We're just trying to be here with information and just keep improving the product. Yes, good. Yes. Yes, it looks good. Everyone's like squeezing them in right now, right? You're just like trying to get it done before anything else happens. So, hey, Janelle. Awesome. That's all positive news. Thanks for sharing. All right, 3 out of 6 isn't bad. It's better than 0. Oh, Larry, that stinks. And Robert, that stinks too. Hey, Thelma. Hey, Randy. Thank you guys for joining today. So I guess I'll go over some like housekeeping. Okay, you got 1 happening and 1 on hold, Jason. That's good. Hey, Arch. Some new people in here today, so welcome to Photo Day, those of you that are new. And then thanks for joining, you Photo Day veterans. Like, you guys have been around the block a while. I recognize some names. We're always changing and adding new features and improvements. So yeah, Larry, that seems to be the thing, like especially with rec, it's just like everything's on hold. Travel teams, not so much. Some people are squeezing in games and getting those picture days in, but the rec leagues, that seems to be like the norm. Wow, photographed 4 high schools with 6,000 students. Way to squeeze that one in. Awesome, Chuck. That's good to hear as well. Sales are going good. I saw your posts in the users group. Those definitely make us excited. I'm always excited when I see you guys selling successfully with Photo Day and people are ordering. So thanks for sharing that. I know it inspires everyone else. And at a time like this, we need all the positivity and optimism we can get to stay strong and get through this time. So awesome. All right, so housekeeping. There's standard, if you've watched these before, there's like a slight delay on the chat. It's like 9 to 10 seconds from when I say something to when I actually see you respond to it. And I am guilty of talking a little fast. So there's always a replay, so you can scrub back later. Tomorrow, the replay is usually up on the site. And then you can go back and cover, view things that I might have like done too fast or whatever. But feel free to holler out here in the chat as I go with any questions. If I don't answer right away, go ahead and mark them as a question so they're highlighted. And then we will get to them at some point. I promise. I'll get to all the questions. So we have like an hour, but it's, if you got time, if I run over, I'll just finish it out, and then we can do more questions at the end. So today is all about private galleries. I'm excited to demo this for you guys today. I will also be showing off Photo Day Capture, your customer's experience with private galleries in the Photo Day app. As well as our new Flyers 2.0 feature that was released yesterday. So for those of you who don't know, you can now email those flyers directly to each person that you have email addresses for in your data, or if you collect it in the Capture app. So I'm going to show you how that works too. I know that was a big, long-awaited feature request. It's finally here, launched yesterday. So we're excited. Just makes connecting to the parents that much easier. Keeping them in the whole experience. So I'm gonna do some screen sharing here today, so please bear with me. First things first, I'm gonna shut off my camera, and then I am gonna go ahead and share my studio panel. So let me know you guys can see this. I can see it on my screen, all looks good. And I went ahead and I prepped some data because I want to show you two different things with private galleries and Photo Day today. Now we have 3 different gallery type private, where each person gets their own access code. They can only see their photos. And then we have public galleries, and that's a public URL that can be shared. They don't need a special code to get into it, but you still use that access code and text marketing Photo Day has to connect people to it for marketing. As well as the group galleries, it's almost like public, except they have to enter that special code to get in. So that's a little bit more secure. So the private galleries, that's more for that case, like in the school world where you're required to, there's no group photos, there's no like class photos. It's like every kid is in their own private gallery. And that's really where the #1 use case is. However, we have users using private galleries for all different things like mini sessions, sports leagues as well as the Photo Day Capture app with private galleries to export data for software like Pixnub if you're doing compositing, or NextGen if you're using a service that does that for you. We can, Photo Day is also a workflow tool. We're not just e-commerce. And that's what I'm going to show you today with the Photo Day Capture app. So, and one of the things, the main things that sets us apart from what else and all your other solutions out there is FaceFind. And with private galleries, we're using FaceFind. You're controlling it from the workflow perspective. The customer is not using it like they are in the group and public galleries to use a photo of them to find photos of them. So hopefully that's enough explanation here to kick this off and get started. So what I want to do is jump right in here, and I'm going to go first we'll just dive right in and start setting up. So I need to set up a price sheet first, just to kind of knock this out. Oops, sorry, clicked on the wrong thing already. So I need to set up a price sheet first. I do have some price sheets already in here, but I wanted to do this webinar a little bit more intensive, just so anyone who's new to Photo Day can see how easy it is to get started and get set up. Because I do see a lot of those comments coming in through support chat, like how long does it take to get set up and started? So I'm logged into the studio panel. I'm going to go ahead and set up my price sheet. This is probably the thing that gives us the most headache, right? Is figuring out what packages and products to sell in an online world. So this one, I'm just going to make it my school 2020 price sheet. And here, this is where you would select which lab you want to build this price sheet with. And in order for you to have labs appear here, you just need to connect to them in your settings. And then you can build price sheets for those specific labs. So here, I'm just going to leave it where it defaulted for White House, so I can be fair. And then I'm going to go ahead and schedule a default markup. That just means anything I add to this price sheet is going to be marked up a default amount to make sure I'm covering costs and all that good stuff. You can individually change pricing. That's just a starting point for you guys. So it'll bring me into the price sheets here, and now I can start setting up my packages. Now, you can use one price sheet on multiple jobs. So, but each job can only have one price sheet, and each price sheet can only be linked to one lab. So hopefully that makes sense, but it's kind of easy. That's how the architecture works, not very complicated at all. So I'm going to go in here and create my first package. I'm just going to do what my suggestion says, large family pack. And then here in the package description, I'm going to save 10% by ordering this package. Now, when you get into this part, I just want to, this question's been coming up a lot, but these single size prints here, they're not on sheets. So if you wanted to sell them in multiple quantities, like these 3x5s, for example, actually, let me just add them in order. I'm going to add an 8x10 here. And when I add them on separate lines, your customer will be able to choose different poses within here. If I didn't want that to happen, I just do 8x10 pack of 2. But I want them to be able to mix and match their poses in the packages to give the customers the best experiences. Now, when you get down to the smaller prints, you can certainly do this. This makes the ordering process easier for them, especially if they're ordering multiple images of the same size to pass out to different family members. You can do stuff like pack of 2, and that'll be the same image. And this kind of brings back the whole selling in units familiarity. Like the same thing here with the 3x5s, you can sell it in a sheet of 4. And then the wallets you can just add here as well. So yeah, multi-pose goodness for sure. We always want multiple poses. We always think that's great. Now, the catalog up here for this lab in particular, they're broken down into different categories. These are the same categories that are displayed when your customer is shopping. So they're not seeing like on a paper order form, they look at it and there's like 85 products on it and they're just like, wow, that's a lot of words. They're broken down by categories. It helps them when they're shopping in the cart, go to exactly what they need. And we try to make it as user-friendly as possible here. So if you wanted to add like a magnet to this package, you can do that right here. And you can also add downloads to the package. If you wanted to add a high-res download to your biggest package, you can do that as well here. And then you can set your retail price to whatever you want it to be. I'm just gonna make this one $49.99 and save it and move on. Now, for sake of time here, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some a la carte items in here, just so you can see how this works. But I'll take like the 4x6. Well, I'll just take all of them. Let me just add them all. You might not need them all. Like these team products, we're doing a school samples. I don't need memory mates, so I'll just delete them back out. And these background prints are just the bordered prints. So there'll be different themes for them to choose from. And that's what that looks like. And then obviously you can add display items. There's just these nice acrylics in here, gallery wraps, all kinds of fun stuff that you can add. Now, somebody brought up to me the other day, they're like, oh, I'm worried about selling too many things. I'm like, don't worry, the way we display it, we organize it. Your customers used to shopping at Shutterfly. They have a gajillion products. They're all broken down by category. We're giving them a very similar experience here. Don't be shy to offer these specialty products, especially because you are entering holiday season and people love gifting photo products. So I totally suggest loading up your price sheets with products and just trusting Photoday to categorize them with the customer experience to help your customer all the way through checkout. Because I do think this is gonna be where we need to focus as we move into this lighter fall season. Like, how can we sell more to our customers that we are able to photograph? And multiple poses, lots of products, and a great great sales and marketing plan is gonna help that happen, as some of you guys are already experiencing. So once you add everything to your price sheet here, you can go down the line and you can price it out however you need to price it out. If you didn't want a product, you can check it here and you can just go ahead and remove that selected product. If you make a mistake, that's how you do it. And then you can just go down the line and price everything. I'm not going to price them all. I'm just going to show you what this looks like and the functionalities of the price sheets. So awesome, awesome. Added magnets for the first time ever, Michelle. That's, man, I love magnets. That's the one thing I gift to all my relatives, of pictures of my kids in a magnet form, because they can just slap it on the fridge. You don't have to get a frame or figure out where to display it. It's all about those magnets because they're so easy. My fridge is loaded with them. So that's great to hear. Now, on your price sheet, if you want to know what the shipping rates are, that your customers will see their shipping options at checkout, you just have to click on shipping rates here and it'll tell you what their options are. So these are displayed at checkout. They see what the shipping cost is going to be based on what their actual lab costs of the products are added into their cart. So this is White House. They give a little bit of a break on the larger lab orders. And your customer will see that at checkout. And your customers also have the option to upgrade. They can do a 1 to 2 day turnaround. They see this when they're checking out, so they can expect when to get their pictures and choose the upgrade shipping. Now, if you offer a free shipping discount, it will only be valid on this lowest shipping amount ground. And then I like how this lab in particular, some of our other lab partners do it, is they give the customer a little bit of break on shipping for the larger orders. And that here is also really cool because the bigger the order, the lower the shipping amount is. You can set the minimum offer amount for that customer to spend X amount of dollars before they're able to apply free shipping. Because of course, then if the customer's not paying for shipping, you're paying for the shipping. So those promos cost you a little bit less. So that's pretty cool. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I made my price sheet. If I come back out here to price sheets, I don't really have to save it. It's gonna save as I go. And it's really cool because the connectivity with Photoday, we're connecting directly to our partner labs. We're very deeply integrated with them. So when you add things to this, the changes are actually live. So if you make a mistake and you need to come back and revisit this, you can just come in here, change the pricing. It'll force empty anybody's cart if they're trying to shop with your $2 8x10. And then they'll have to re-add it at the right price. So you can correct on the fly. If you notice a problem, don't worry about that, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to set up an offer in here too. I'm going to show you offers. Real quick, you have two options. You have discounts and free shipping, but you can also stack them together. So you can have a discount that also has free shipping by going in to create that offer. So this one, I'm just going to make this my early bird offer that I'm going to give to anyone who makes an advance payment in my gallery, just to kind of spark sales here. So early bird, and it's going to be a fixed dollar amount. I'm going to go ahead and make it $5 off. So anyone who makes an advance payment before picture day or during picture day up until I publish a gallery is going to receive this offer code. In order to get this offer, they're going to have to spend at least $35. I'm not going to expire it. I'm going to let them go throughout their season to have as much time. Max redemptions here. That's how many times this specific code can be used. So if you're doing like free shipping for the first 20 people, hurry up in order to kind of create that urgency, you can say this code can only be used 20 times, in other words. Or if you're given any kind of a deep discount and you're giving it to like one person, 50% off, you can make that code only redeemable one time. So after they use it, that code is done. You don't have to worry about it. So, and this is also, you can toggle on free shipping here. So I can choose to do that if I wanted. This one I'm just gonna leave as an early bird. They get $5 off if they order an advance pay credit. And interesting fact, when people are applying advance pay credits with a special offer to an order, their final orders, they're typically spending more. I'm going to have a complete report on this. We've crunched a lot of numbers on the data. Sometime this month, we're working on getting that out to you guys now, just to show what the most effective advance pay offers actually are and how that affects your overall sales. So excited to bring that to you. Stay tuned for that later on as we go. So, okay. Now that I set up a price sheet and I have my offer, whoops, I got to do one more thing. I got to set up my advance pay credit sheet because I want to say sell some advanced pay credits. So this one is for my schools. My credit, I'm just going to sell one credit, and we're just going to say the credit is, you buy a $35 credit. And you can add a description here. If this was like for dance, you could say something about per costume or something like that. Here, I'm just going to leave it. I'm only going to offer the one credit for $35. You could do multi-tier credits if you wanted to. For this, I'm just going to keep it simple, especially when you're introducing this to your organization for the first time. You want to make it as simple as possible. So I'm just going to do a $35 credit. It matches my offer. And now it's time to go in and set up my job. So here, I'm going to call this Country Day School. And it is an elementary school. I'm going to link it to an organization. I already set up my organization. That's just like a little mini CRM you guys have within Photoday. And I'll put my picture day date is next Monday. And then I'll estimate the amount of kids being photographed, 125 here. So Pam, that is an excellent question. When a discount is tied to the advance pay, does the customer have to enter the advance pay code at checkout? The answer is no, because if they purchase a credit, when they go get the text message after the gallery is live, look at this text message to go back in, it'll prompt them to sign in. We know they bought an advance pay credit. They are all mobile verified to their mobile number. And then when they sign into Photoday, they'll see their credit and the discount will be automatically applied in their cart for them. They'd have to physically remove it. So to access their advance pay credit and the offer that was attached to it while you had the gallery on advance pay mode, it's all going to be automatic for them. Which is pretty neat. It makes it a lot easier for the customer. So here's what I was talking about. We have 3 different kinds of galleries, and we're going to do private galleries today. It's going to give me a unique gallery link down here that I can use for marketing purposes. But just want you guys to know that all your customers can just either download the Photoday app, or they can go straight to galleries.photoday.io as well. And that all takes you to the same place that this gallery link does. They'll have a unique code to enter to get into the gallery. So, and then of course here you can set your expiration date if you want to set that. So once I do that, I can get in here and set up my storefront. Photoday is super simple. It's going to walk you through all the different steps you need to do to get started your first time setting up a job. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that credit sheet I just made. I'm going to attach that early bird offer to it. Here, if I wanted to have a list generated for whatever reason, again, this is flexible for all different types of use cases. You can require the name of the person being photographed as they're purchasing a credit at checkout, and then export that list later from your insights. So I'm just going to leave that off for now. If you wanted them while the gallery is in advanced pay mode to preview your price sheet and products offered, you can toggle this on as well. We just can't do that yet because I didn't attach a price sheet. So I'm going to go in here and set that price sheet here. Once I set a price sheet up to the store, it's going to tell me to pick what themes I want to display. So here, White House, all their themes are in different colors. I'm just going to say the school colors are blue. So I'm picking blue here. These themes will only apply to themable products. So unless you have you don't have to worry about this so much in the school, because they're not buying memory mates and stuff for underclass. So you don't really have to worry, but you do have to pick one theme just in case you added that. All of this information is via text info to the customer, correct? Passwords, etc. Nancy, I'm going to show you that. It's both in text and in email. So we're linking to them as many ways as we possibly can and giving you those tools to be able to do that effectively. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And now it's time to add my data. So here it brings me right into the people window. Now, data in advance is not required to use Photoday. You can, if you're not using this in a school, say if you're using this at an event and you didn't get any data in advance, but you're still doing private galleries, you can collect data right within the Capture app on site as you go, and it'll upload to the Photoday cloud and tie it back here. However, if you can get the data, get it, because it makes your life so much easier on site, not having to worry about crunching all those numbers. You can just enter the people that you might have been missing from your original data upload. So always ask. It doesn't hurt to ask to get that data in advance. So I'm going to go ahead and add some people data, but before I do that, I'm going to show you what data I'm adding. So this is a sample of a CSV file and an export that a school, for instance, would give you out of their software that has all of the student information, their teacher, their grade, email addresses. Some of them have more than this. Some of them have student IDs. They have, parents' names, all kinds of stuff. This is just a simple data file I made for the sake of this demo, just so I can show you what it looks like. Now, I'm going to show you guys 2 things today. This is the first workflow. This is using Capture on site to manage your data and images. So this is my data file, and I'm going to go ahead and upload this here in my studio panel. So let me go ahead and upload that CSV file, and it's on my desktop here. This is my Capture data. So now it'll ask me to map it based on what my column headers are. So right now, this is our Flyers 2.0 brand new feature. You're now able to map the email field. However, we don't have email 2 quite yet. That is coming right around the corner. Right now, you can use other, however, it will not map, it will not email to this next email if there's 2 emails. In order to do that, you'll have to revisit your Excel file and then merge these 2 columns together, separated by a comma. But don't worry, guys, it's a little complicated, and we are going to make that better very soon. But I just wanted to let you know that capability is there today. So I'm just gonna map these fields, and then I'm gonna use another other field here for the other mobile number, and just make sure everything is mapped correctly. And now when I pull all of that data in, I'm gonna get this little window. It's time to download Photoday Capture. And Capture, a few things about Capture. It will work completely offline, but the most important thing to note is before you're in a Wi-Fi, cell phone, dead signal area, make sure you launch it from the device you're gonna be using it, so the Capture app can reach up to the Photoday cloud, grab that job you just created with the data, and put it within the app so you can access it offline. So hopefully that makes sense. That's a really important step. So I'm gonna go ahead and view the people data here. And now there's gonna be all the records. It's gonna give me a little count of all the records that I uploaded. You can edit these if you want to here. You can add more data if you want. But that's what that looks like. You don't want to separate multiple emails with a comma and a CSV. That will create a new column and skew the data. Dave, you can, that is a new feature of Photoday. So you can actually add the email separated by comma when you import into Photoday just right now, but we are making that better and easier for you for the future. So just wanted to let you know that. Okay, cool. So I am gonna go ahead and hit done here. It's gonna have all my data. And now I want to show you, I'm gonna launch Capture, but let me look at my list of things. I'm gonna make sure I don't confuse you guys and I go specifically in order. So, okay, before I launch Capture, I wanna go over to my settings because I wanna show you guys some things in here, because sometimes you have larger events where you have more than one studio that's gonna be using Capture, more than one capture station at the event. I wanna show you guys how to do that and add an additional user to your account. So here, oh, that was a fake email I put in. Here, you can add additional users. So the default user is you, right? It's your account that you created in Photoday. You have all permissions for all of Photoday. So if you wanted to reach out and send this out to another user, you can add them here. I'm gonna add another email here and invite them. Now by default, their permissions are only going to be to have access to Capture, which means they can't use that email address and the password that they're going to create from the email that just sent them to get into your studio panel. However, if you want them to have access to your studio panel, you can go ahead and toggle this on and off. This is our permissions feature. So you might have people that are just able to, you know, look at your accounting stuff. They're able to only do production stuff on your account, but you don't want them to see everything in your Photoday account. We have this permissions feature, and you can toggle on and off for what each one of these users can and cannot do with your account. So this user is only going to have access to Capture. And just so you guys know, that user, any private jobs that we have in my panel here, that same user will be able to see. So if you are giving permission, let's say, to a teacher helper at a school, when they log into Capture on that device, they're going to see your other jobs that are in there. They're going to have to tap on the right job to help you. But you can just remove their permissions after the event is over, and then they can't access it all. So, and you can just do that by hitting remove, and then they don't have any more access after you're synced up, of course. So, I'm just going to invite this one user just so I could have showed you how that permissions work, and that just sends them an email and they create a login to get into Capture. So now what I'm going to do, let's go back to my account. Oops, I'm going to go back to my job. I'm going to look back at this, add people and data. And I have to rearrange my windows, so just bear with me 1 minute. Let me turn my screen share off and turn me back on. Hey guys. I gotta share my other screen. I got 2 monitors going on here. So, and I'm super fancy right now with how I'm sharing stuff. So give me 1 second so I can rearrange my monitor. And we're gonna move this over here. And then, because I'm sharing my phone, when I get back to my webinar. And turn off my camera, screen share this screen and share. All right, cool. So you guys can see my phone. here, and I'm moving this window. Look at me rearranging things for you guys. Here we go. So you can see my phone and my screen side by side here. All right, cool. You guys can see that? Somebody confirm you guys can see my screen and my phone? It looks like you can, so I think it'll be good. So now, when I launch Capture on my phone, I'm gonna see that job I just created. Let me just go ahead and refresh that. That's at school, Country Day School. It's the same school here. It's the only one in my account that is a private job. So it's the only job that's gonna show up in my Capture app here. So let's just go back here and go back to the people and data. Sorry, just had to show that to you guys. I might get confused going back and forth from my phone and my screen here. So when I access this, I'm gonna see the same data here that I imported. Now, I know you guys are gonna have a list of like 1,400 names here. The cool thing about this is you can filter on your device by the grade, the teacher, whatever data that you imported originally, you can filter that out. So you only have to see that group of people as they're coming up. So you don't have to scroll through a big list. If you didn't have the data and it was just like a different use case and it wasn't a school, we got this little contact bar that shows up on the side, if you can see that, and you can just quickly tap on a letter to get to their last name. Now, if they're not in the data and they come up and you search for them, you can quickly search up here for a name for them to pop up, or maybe they're not here at all. You can always click this little top button, the plus sign at the top, and add that person here on the fly. As you go, enter the information, and then all you really need is a first name and last name, their grade and teacher, to get them into the system. So you're able to do that on the fly with the Capture app. But for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and pretend that the kids are in front of me because I have sample data here, and how I'm going to do that. You guys see how creative I get with demoing this for you. It's on my desktop. It's none of my lots of stuff in here folder. It's in my Country Day School here. And here are my demo images. I'm gonna move this off the screen on my other screen. Give me 1 second, because I want you guys to see how this looks here. Oh my gosh, I have so many screens going on here. I'm gonna get you on the screen. There we go. I feel like I'm organized again now. Okay. All right, so let me see. So my first subject that comes up, I'm just gonna randomly capture some people according to data. We'll just say Alyssa is first. So gonna find Alyssa over here. She's on my other screen. And well, I'm just gonna pretend she's standing in front of me. And I'm gonna snap her photo. And that's it. And now I'm gonna go, now Alyssa's gonna walk over to the picture station, and or you can have a teacher just snapping the kids' photos for you. You can hand them a device and they can go down the line. And that's it. And you take their pro photos and you go to the next student. So let's see who my next student is here. Oh, it's just a little Chris guy. So let me go to Chris, and I'm gonna snap a picture of him, and that is him. Now, this works offline, guys. Like I said, you don't have to have internet connection to use Photo Day Capture. It'll show you how many are checking in here as you're going down the line. Also, if you are connected, it's automatically syncing these reference photos as we go to the Photo Day cloud. But if you're not connected, it'll do it as soon as you're connected. Automatically, you just fire up the Capture app and it'll sync. So I'm gonna go down the line here and get the rest of my subjects in here because I wanna show you, who is this kid? This is James. So I'm gonna grab James, he's making a face, snap his photo, get him here. Got my next kid. Let's see, this is Lance. Let me grab Lance, he's here. And there's a zoom feature on this. And as you're doing Photo Day Capture, you'll want to make sure that the device that you're using has a pretty decent camera. You can't go wrong with the iPads They usually have a good camera front facing on them, so you don't have to worry about that. But when you get into like Android, I think somebody tried to use a Fire tablet, and sometimes they're not compatible. So you want to make sure if you're not using a phone, a Samsung, or it's Android or iOS, that you are using a device for capture that has a pretty decent camera on it. I'm just using my iPhone here, obviously, as you can see, and just capturing these images one by one. And the job that I'm gonna upload, it has multiple poses of each one of these kids. So I want to show you how that'll sort. So, this is Stacy. Grab her. She's cute. My kids just did their hair like this weekend. And then my last one is Steph. She's kind of making a funny face in that one. Let's just get her straight face here. And that's it. Okay. So if I had anyone added, you can add here. If you wanted to go back and say like looked at your checked in list, you can do that here. If you needed to retake a photo for whatever reason, you can come in here and tap to retake it. If you needed to edit data, you can hit the edit button and edit here on the fly. Like if I added an S because it was missing an S or whatever reason. And anything you do in this app, it's gonna sync back here to the data in Photoday. So it's got everybody's images here. So let me go back to my chat just to make sure. Okay. Oh yeah, Steph, thanks for getting those. Yes, important to note that yes, the little circle turns green when it finds an actual face. It'll say, yeah, you're good to go. It'll find that face. What if a teacher takes it under the wrong student? How do you delete the reference image? Okay, you got all those questions. Cool. Thank you. Hit the edit button, or do you get a delete option? Yeah, so if you wanted to say replace Ryan's photo, you would just hit that little icon next to his face, and then you can remove it and retake it here at the bottom. So I'm not gonna do that because we already synced. So cool. So that's what that looks like. And now I'm going to blow up my screen again so you guys can see what everything looks like after picture day. Well, let me rearrange my screens one more time so I don't get lost here. So sorry about that. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so over here, I'm gonna say picture day is over. I'm ready to upload all my pro photos. They've been edited. And I'm gonna go ahead and upload just a folder of images. So here are all my demo images, and I am gonna go ahead and upload them. And then what you're gonna see here is it uploading. Now we're running FaceFind. FaceFind is doing its magic as you're uploading files. So you can imagine if you have a lot of files uploading, you're gonna start to see these little counts, and they're gonna start to match. So the cool thing, the cool thing that sets us apart with FaceFind as your tool to create these private galleries is, I mean, it's the fact that if there's buddy shots, sibling photos, anything like that, you don't have to do a separate code. I mean, it finds their face is the code, and it'll group them all together, and it'll start matching them all up. So it makes it really cool. And I'll just let this get through this for a second. Let me see. All right, it's gonna finalize some things. And it's still matching. You can see it doing some matching in here. I'm gonna hit done. And it's matched up a bunch of people. So, however, we have some checks and balances here. So I can come over here to unmatched. It'll show me the photos that didn't match. Well, whoops, I took pro photos of this kid, but I obviously did not have a reference photo of her. So what do I do in that case? Well, first you got to figure out who the kid was, right? And then after you figure out who it was, you can create another record and match them. Now you can do that quick and easy with your Capture app, but I also want to show you how you do it right from in here in your Studio panel. So you can go back over here to the data if at any time you needed to add or append more data. Say if there's like another picture day, you can add more data to this job, and it will add the additional data. Now, if there were any corrections on the new data coming in, it'll look first for the student ID. If there's a student ID, it's going to say that's the identifier. I'm going to overwrite and append and update that data. If there was no student ID there, it's going to create a new record. But say this job, we didn't have student ID. So it's going to look at the kid's first and last name on the new data. And if they weren't on the original upload, it'll add new records for them. So you can go back out for a makeup day. So in this case, I just want to add this one person that I forgot. Her name's Meg. We'll make her last name Steph's last name. Oh, I spelled your name wrong. And then you can add any data that you have from her, and then you can upload one of her photos that were taken. I'm just going to upload this one. Well, let's see. I'm going to save it. And then what it'll do is it'll create like a record for her in here. And when I go back to photos, it's going to use that reference photo to match. Let's see. And it pulled in all of her images and matched them. So now when I come back over here, this is super important to show you. I'm still going to have one face unmatched because her little brother jumped in picture day, but he doesn't go to this school. He goes to daycare or something. So he's not in here, but he's in the pictures, right? So it's going to show me that I have unmatched faces. And what's really cool here, it's going to tell me who this one, it was actually one of the faces is matched, and we have one unmatched face. So I'm just going to cross out of that. And I want to bring up my little match modal here. Here we go. And if you go, it dives in even deeper for you, which is really cool when you're just doing some checks and balances and cleaning up your gallery. And it's going to say that this face, well, we know that that kid wasn't there because that's the little brother. He doesn't have a record for this school. And if I want to just clean my gallery and just have 0 things in the unmatched section, I can just ignore his face. That command was actually made because of Santa Claus over the holidays last year. I mean, Santa was in every photo, so every photo was unmatched. So we had to train it to ignore certain faces to get rid of Santa, even though we all love Santa, but we had to get rid of him because he was messing up the gallery. So that's where we learned that important lesson. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ignore him. And now I have 0 unmatched photos, which is pretty cool. So couple things in here as you're scrolling through the gallery. Now you have the option to feature photos. Now, featured photos are important for yearbook, CD exports, or service item exports in Photo Day. So you can do that manually by scrolling down and starring the one that you want to feature here. You know, we want that kid to be featured in this image. We want the kid, oh, he's making a goofy face in like all of them. We'll feature this one. But you can scroll down and feature photos as you go here. Or you can let Photo Day do a default for you when you export. So, oh yeah, and Dwight on sweaters, that's a good one. You wouldn't believe how many face mismatches I got with tan baseball gloves. I wonder what do you mean by that, Dave? You're gonna have to explain that one to me. Did it think the glove was a face? Like, what is that? Okay, so anyway, you can go down here and feature manually, or you can choose by default, feature the first image or feature the last image upon export. So that choice is up to you. Now, if you feature some of them, but not all of them, and the ones that you didn't manually feature, you just wanted to default choose first or last, you can do that as well. Wow. You're going to have to send me a sample of what you're talking about, that image, Dave. Send that in through support chat bubble if you can, if you haven't already, because I would definitely be interested in checking that out. But yeah, we saw it do something with one of those ugly Christmas sweaters last holiday season too that had a face on it. That was kind of funny. All right, cool. So, but yeah, so you guys can do the default featured first or last in conjunction with the manual feature as well when you're creating exports, because we do offer a couple different exports for you guys to choose from to manage your galleries. So, all right, so let's see, where did I leave off? So we're doing the catch demo first. Oh, and yeah, I talked about appending the data already. And then, oh, I want to show you the flyer process, right? So we want to get this out to people. Now, I kind of went out of order because we didn't do the advanced pay thing here, but I can show you what that looks like anyway. Because I just got so excited. I wanted to show you Capture right away. So, all right, this one I'm going to do, this is going to be my advanced pay flyer. I'm going to rewind to pretend I didn't do picture day yet. So let's just ignore what we just did. You guys can forget all that stuff. I'm going to make an advanced pay flyer. This is our new flyer feature. So you can edit some of the text here if you want. You can turn the picture day date on and off, especially if you have multiple dates, and then you can add the multiple dates somewhere else if you want. You know, your studio logo will appear here at the bottom. It just says photo day because it's my account and I uploaded photo day as the logo. And give me 1 second. How do you set the default? Stella, what default are you talking about? That might have been delayed. I might have been somewhere else. I'm gonna have to elaborate on that question. Okay, over here, the design. So this is our new Flyers feature, Flyers 2.0. Our idea here is to eventually have a couple different designs for you to choose from so we can get more creative and beautiful with our flyers that we're marketing picture day out. Oh, the feature photo. Stella, you set the default upon export. So, and I'll get to the exports and show you. I'll circle back to that here after we get through the flyer section. So great question. All right, cool. So you could, you know, right now we just have the basic design, but in the future we do want to be able to offer you some cool new designs in here that we will work on eventually. And then, yes, Capture Capture on other job types as well. Dan, there's no reason why you can't use Capture I'm sorry, I'm so speedy, Stella. But Dan, you could use Capture just to manage a gallery for your high school teams. If you still wanted to sell in group, you could do that, and you could just use the private gallery and Capture function to manage your data and images, but sell in a group gallery. We have lots of people that do that. As well, just with how the functionality exists today. Yes, it would be cool if it was more seamless, maybe one day, but right now, you could totally do that if you wanted. Here's the cool new option, guys. You can send these flyers to each person you had email data for. This is awesome. So I'm going to send it to everyone here. It's going to list all the emails that was in my data file, all the people, and when I send this email, I can put a subject in, check it out. And it's going to email everyone in my data. I had a bunch of fake emails in there. I'm going to need a tour on that workaround. Sure thing, Michelle. Sure thing. So yeah, so this is the new function, guys. Now if you got that email data, you can push those flyers, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Let me grab my email on my other screen. Here's me flipping back and forth with the screens again. Let's see. Oh, wait, you know what? I didn't save my flyer first. I wonder if that made a difference. Should have saved it before I emailed it. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. Here we go. I'll do it again. Check it out. Boom. And the cool thing, you know, there's a lot of things that come up when we first release these features and different things that we want to do, because it just opens up all kinds of new doors for all of us. It gives us all kinds of new ideas. So let me just refresh my email screen so I can make sure I'm getting that email on my end. So I can show it to you guys. Well, it said I got it. Where'd it go? Primary. Oh, I got it twice. I didn't have to save it first. Let me move my email screen over here and see what happens. Let's see if you guys can see my email screen now. Oh, here we go. Oh, you can see my email screen. All right, cool. So I got the email because my personal email was on Alyssa, and it gave me all the information to get in and click on that. But here's the one thing that I didn't do that I totally made a big boo-boo on is this gallery is in draft mode. So you want to make sure your gallery is actually in advanced pay mode if you're sending an advanced pay flyer, or that it's actually published before you send out the published flyer. So I did not do that, but I just did it now. I fixed it really quick. And now I can come back over here and I can click on this link, and it'll take me into the gallery to purchase a credit. It's awesome. And it's going to tell me the offer code will be sent to my email and will automatically be applied at checkout as well. And it'll explain to them. So to come in here and purchase a credit. Now, when they purchase the credit, you're going to see, you can definitely see when your gallery emails are being accessed, because when you come into your job insights over here, you'll see your unique views climbing, you'll see your sales for advanced pay credits coming in, and all that good stuff is happening on this screen in your insights. You can check that as soon as you go ahead and send those emails out. Now, back to the flyer feature one more time before we go any further. I'm going to show those picture day, because you're going to want to do this more than once, right? Once for advance pay and once for after picture day when all their galleries are ready, right? Now, if they make an advance pay purchase, they're automatically going to be linked to the text marketing, right? Or if they text the opt-in code as per instructions on your flyer. However, if they didn't do that, you obviously, when the picture day, especially for private galleries, it's all about communication, because you're giving them that secure access. You need to get that individual access code in front of them. You'll probably want to push another email when their gallery is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and create that flyer. On this one, we have images. So the person's image will appear right here, their featured photo. Jason, if you don't have email addresses, no worry. I'm going to show you that next, because you can actually export these flyers as PDFs and you can print them and drop them back off. So they pass it, they can pass it out, and they can all be, you'll see who they are up here. It'll have their, name displayed. If you picked sorted by first name, last name, it'll be right there. So you can print these too if you don't have the email addresses, but obviously we're trying to do as much contactless stuff as possible nowadays. So getting those email addresses is super important. At some point, try to get them so you can get them directly to their email and not have to pass out the paperwork, or do a combination of both. Like it's the more touches, the more you get in front of people, the better. Don't ever think it's just a one and done thing and then you're saying nobody's going to my galleries. We've got so many different communication avenues here between the text marketing, the email marketing, and the printed flyers. Just hit them up as many times as you can. Work with your organization on getting the information out there, and you will see sales come in. Most likely, if they're not buying and you're taking excellent images, the problem is they don't know where to go buy. So you definitely want to make sure that they always know where to go buy their photos. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, if you have an offer here after picture day, that's not your advance pay, you can choose to preview the coupons, up to 2, I think, on the flyer here. I'm not going to put one right now because that was our advance pay offer. And then you can choose on how you want these sorted at the end. But for this, I'm just going to go ahead and email this again. Oh, I'm going to save it first this time. And then I'm going to email this again so I can show you what this flyer looks like with the photos already on it. And I'm going to go ahead and say pictures are ready here and send this over. Let's see. Sorry, guys. My dog's barking. It's all this work from home stuff. All right. Let's see. And let me go back to my email here. Pictures are ready. There it is. And it'll pull that featured photo in. So they'll have like a little teaser to get back into that gallery. Now, I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. So have you guys seen, I'm going to show you the app. I'm going to show you the app right now so you can see what it looks like. So I have my screen here. Like if I just scroll this over this way. So I'm going to show you what her code looks like on the actual app. And I think what I can do is grab her code out of here so I don't have to type it in. This is a shortcut. Oh no, I can't copy and paste it. All right. I'm going to go here to our Photo Day Galleries app, and I'm going to enter her access code, which I don't know what it is. So let me go back here. This is our super secure. Can't get in here unless you have your special access code. W864443. View my photos. Oh, galleries in advanced pay mode. You guys would have known I didn't switch my gallery to published yet. That's a problem. I made that mistake again. Let me just publish it really quick. Publish. Now I can view it for real. So that's it. All right, cool. Let me get back here. Okay, cool. So that is her gallery. That's what your customer will see once they enter their code and get into a published gallery. Oh, we got a question coming up over on the screen. If I do an advanced pay offer, can I take those emails they put in and send a flyer off that? I'm not quite sure what you're asking, Michelle. You'll have to clarify that a little bit more for me. I don't know what you mean by that. Why would you want to do that? Maybe that'll help me understand the question. So, important things to note when you're parent shopping. If they have multiple children, yes, they can check out together. They can do a listed order first. They can shop in the store from the products and stuff that we set up, customize, and change out their images. Where's my image taking forever to show up? Might be working weird because I'm sharing my phone to the screen. Let's see here. Maybe it'll work here. Oh, there we go. It's just a little delayed because it's doing this live stream thing. It might not. Oh, I know why. This is because, okay, so I can't preview this. Here's the funny thing. Because we have like screenshot protection in the Photoday app. And since the software I'm using is mirroring my phone to my desktop, it's doing like screenshot protection, I think is why it's not working. That's a little added protection for you guys, but it totally blocks the demo. So instead I can show you in the actual gallery here instead. Let's see. Galleries.photoday.io. Let me add her gallery here. I can show you this way. So yes, oops, and I got stuff left over in my cart for my demo. So let me just get this out of here. Remove, and back to her gallery, and then by here, confirm, and then add to cart. So when your customer views their cart, they'll see now if they want to go ahead and add another person and shop in the same gallery, they can go ahead and add their other student's access code. Let me go into that job and pull another access code so I can show you what that looks like. So if they got 2 emails, they have 2 kids, that's where this case would come in. So I'm gonna grab another access code. Sorry guys, it's a little laggy. I'll grab Ryan's, put this in here. And now I can shop for Ryan's images, confirm, add to cart. And now I have both my kids in my cart. So just wanted to, yeah, I just demoed the screenshot protection feature. That was kind of funny. All right, anyway. So this is what it looks like when they add both to the cart and they want to check out. I just wanted to show you how the 2 different codes work. Now, while we still have some time, I want to show you a cool, not so much a secret feature, but it is a cool feature of private galleries. And where this comes in is if, let's just say, you didn't use Photoday Capture. You had data and images in a CSV file already from another capture method, or you created your own. And you want to go ahead and use that data to manage your picture day. Well, you're in luck because you can totally do this. So let me grab an example of what that file looks like here on my screen. You guys see that? So this is another data file, same school, same kids, but this time I have a column over here with a featured image already because I used some other kind of software to do my data management, but I want to use Photoday for my commerce. So say you weren't comfortable using Capture, you wrote down image numbers, you just plug them into a data file. You can do that too. So I'm going to make a new job and say, this is what I'm doing this time. And I'm going to show you how that works. So let's just call this one Country Day School Part 2. And then I'm just going to link this to elementary, Country Day School, here, create. And I'm going to set this up as a private. And I'm just going to hop right over here into my people data and upload that CSV file that I just showed you. And that is this one because it already has existing data in it. And now where that comes in is this image name field. If you have an image file that's already linked to all of this, all you have to do is map it. Let me map this mobile phone field. All you have to do is map it, and what it'll do now is when you upload all of those photos to Photoday, this is so cool. Let me show you what this looks like. All right, demo, upload. It's going to use this file as their featured photo because we mapped it to image name in Photoday. So the cool thing about this is using existing data to manage new data. Remember, you can append new data, and what the unique identifier is, the student ID. So if you're photographing the same kids throughout the school year at different events, you can essentially use that fall data you capture 100% of in the beginning of the year to manage all your additional galleries as time goes on, which makes this a really cool feature. Again, this is the magic of FaceFind. This is the difference. It's a powerful tool and it can be used in all different ways. But as you can see, it's using that one featured photo as the reference photo that we named, and it's going to group all those photos together as it goes through. It takes a little bit of time to catch up, and you can see it counting and the matches changing here. But basically, it's the same workflow that we just went through with the Capture app. However, it's automatically using that as a reference photo, and you're all automatically matched up, which is super cool, right? So let me know if you guys have questions about that. Another feature. Now, I want to show you guys the exports. I'm sorry, I know we're going to get close to tight on an hour here with everything I had to show you. So I'm going to go back to my published jobs because I want to take a couple things. Oh, I'm glad you like that, Mike, because that is like my favorite hidden secret feature of Photoday, right? It's just so cool, and you can the possibilities are endless. I had a guy was talking to a studio last week, and he's like, man, I've been doing the same school for like 24 years. Like, I wonder, and at the end of the school year when seniors are seniors, I can upload a private school, K through 12. I can upload the last like 10 years of photos to one gallery and watch it match, and they can create their own senior products. Just the future of what that can do is just really cool. So over here, there's like this auto crop function, and I want to show you what that is. This is important when it comes to exports. Now, I probably don't have the best sample image to sample images uploaded here to really utilize this feature, because it really only works on 3/4 length or headshots. But what this feature does is you can create a profile upon export. And what it does is it makes all their faces the same size within the PSPA or service item proportions. So when you want to export your own yearbook file from Photoday of all those featured photos, you get the consistent face sizes. It's really cool. It's using some AI to do it. It's gonna not, if they have big bows or weird hairstyles, it's looking at their face. It's not looking at like all that other accessory stuff all over, the crazy poofy hair. It's only looking at their face. So, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Your job from yesterday just jumped from 900 to 1,400. That is amazing. Just in the last hour. That's great news. Thanks for sharing that. Makes me super excited. So this is our cool AI, like auto face sizing, auto crop, and it's only to be used for yearbook exports as it stands today. So I just wanted to show you guys that feature. It does exist. Now I'm going to show you some export features. So to get there, I got to go back into my job and I got to go back into where I view all the people data, and that's where your export functions live here. So we have 3 different options, and you guys just keep coming up with the most creative ways to use this that I feel like we can barely keep up with improvements to like help you with your creative ideas, which is really cool. We love our community, so keep it coming for sure. But you have 3 different things to export here. Now the CSV file, it's just that. It's a CSV file of all the data. You can filter it with people with 1 match photo, with no match photos, or everyone. And you can use this data if you want to use your own email application to send out the flyers or communication and things like that. It's data in, data out. But what you'll get on this data is the unique access codes that Photoday produces along with any data that you've added along the way. And that's just an instant CSV file. Now, you also have the service items file and the yearbook file. So the yearbook file is where that auto crop will come in and make all their faces the same way, and it'll give you the PSPA yearbook file format exactly. We don't have any other yearbook formats right now, but it's something we'll look into. We are looking into for the future. And then you have the service items file. This file is cool because it has all the images resized, so you can choose your sizes. I'll just show you how this works. We're gonna group them by last name. And if a photo is not featured, Stella, this is where this comes in. You can default it as the first or the last captured photo. Or it could be nothing. If they don't have a manually featured photo, they're not exported at all. So you can go ahead and, if you forgot to manually feature someone, just automatically pick the last photo. And then you have 2 different sizes here to choose from. These are great for if you're sending off to a lab or producing ID cards or those little sticky prints or anything like that. That's what you'll want to use this for. And the export will email directly to you. You're the main account holder. That's where that export goes when you export. Now, the more files you have, the more data you have, because Photoday is now in the cloud resizing all your images. If you're doing a PSPA export, it's doing the face sizing. It takes a little bit of time depending on how many images that you have. But once it's ready, you'll get an email notification and it'll pop into your email. This one is pretty fast because, well, it's fast because those files were kind of small. So let me open this. Click on the dots, Lisa. Okay. I'm going to download it so I can just show you what that looks like. Let's see. Oh, came up on my other screen. Let me put it back over on the screen. Whoop. Here we go. And that's what this file looks like right here. I'll make it bigger so you guys can see it. But I just unzipped it. But it'll have each one of it will no longer rename the files. It used to rename the files. For those of you guys are familiar with this, it will no longer rename the files. It'll leave the original file name. And these are the resized files. And then it'll give you a CSV of all the data that has the file that matches this. So you can send that off to your lab or import it into another software to produce those service items. So let's see. I'm just going to go down my list to make sure I showed you guys everything again. Okay, so yeah, I think that covers insights, email flyers. You can do the PDF flyers. If you guys wanted to see the PDF flyers too, I totally, let me just open a flyer I already made so I can show you what that looks like. I'll open this one. Open. So if you wanted to download these as a PDF, you can do the same thing on the flyers. So you can sort it by last name. Oh, I want to do everyone. Everyone, and what it'll do is it'll zip up. It used to send you all different PDFs, but now it sends you one PDF with everybody. Pretty cool, right? You guys wanted that before. That was a feature request from you guys. So it'll send you a PDF. And then of course, if you wanted to print these out and you don't want to take up whole pages, you don't have to. You can go ahead and do pages per sheet 4. Print them 4 up if you want. So you can use your little print layout tool to do multiple up on a sheet if you wanted to do it that way, or 2 up on a sheet. It's totally up to you guys and how your printer is set up, but yeah, you can print them out too. So hopefully, forget who asked me that question, but hopefully that answers, and I think I got everything. All right, going down my list because I showed you guys a whole lot of stuff and we talked about a lot of stuff. Let me turn off this screen share and I'm going to show you guys one more thing. Got to rearrange my screens. Thanks for sticking on with me this whole time. Thank you, thank you. And let's start this again because I got a couple things that I know you'll want to know here. All right, so what do we got coming soon? Because this is all directly related to, oh, can you sort the order? Jerry, great question. Can you sort the order of the PDF flyer, for example, by class? Yes, you can group them by class. So they are grouped by class when they come out. So you can do that. I just chose the group by everyone. I just let it go. But yes, you have those options. What's in your data, there's like a hierarchy that it follows for sorting that you can do that. So coming very soon, because this is all directly related to private galleries, especially if you're using it for schools, is bulk shipping. I think we have a tentative launch date for the first week in September for you able to bulk ship. That is going to be, that feature goes live with Miller's first. So your price sheet would need to be created for Miller's to be able to use that feature if you need it. Custom themes, that's coming. And I did previews for both of those big features, bulk shipping and custom themes, within the last few weeks. So those are on webinars.photoday.io. So if you want to go back and watch just 20-minute previews for each one of those features, so you can see how they're going to work with Photoday. Green screen. This has been a long-awaited request. Right now, you'd have to upload the final images today, but in the coming weeks, you'll be able to upload PNGs and the backgrounds you want your customers to choose from, and they'll be able to swipe and preview. That feature is coming very, very soon, as well as some gallery-wide offers, being able to attach an offer to a gallery. So it's displays at the banner when the customer's shopping, they know what coupon code to use. The importance of offer codes in online sales to produce that like sense of urgency or order more stuff is so important with online sales. So always factor that in. Oh, gallery wide offers comes out on Monday. I didn't even know that. Woohoo! Yay! Been waiting for that one. That's awesome. And if you want to see a full demo of group and public galleries, Steph will be doing one next week at 1 o'clock, same time, same place. Just go to webinars.photoday.io to register, and she'll walk you through all the abilities of group and public galleries, kind of like what I did today for the private galleries. So awesome. I'm glad we made your week, Michelle. Thanks. And obviously, thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening to me for 1 hour and 12 minutes and asking all the questions and sharing your experiences. That is always so great to hear. We feed off of that. I feed off of it. Our development team, our customer success team, we love hearing your feedback, good or bad. Even the bad stuff helps us improve. So basically, bring it to me. Dan, shoot me an email, lisa@photoday.io. Anyone else who wants to shoot me an email, go ahead. We can set something up. Or you can always reach me, Steph, or Stevie in the chat bubble right in your studio panel as well. So thank you guys so much. Hope you're all scheduled for tacos for lunch or dinner because it is Taco Tuesday. And until next time, thank you.